so excited that you were chosen to be one of the leaders in our program because this is an amazing opportunity for you. Um, we just have to get to it. Why this is so important right now that you do this, because truly you'll be able to be a leader and change the world in what we're doing right now. The reason why we're offering you these amazing things that, again, won't even be here next month is because what we're really trying to get all the leadership in place. We believe the world's crazy. We believe there's a lot of bad things happening, catastrophes that are going on, politics, economy. You can just list in wars and all this stuff. You can keep going and on and on. We have to get secure as a people. We have to get these communities set up. We're going to have to do this together. And the first key, we've been doing this for a little while, but we need to be set up through the entire nation, through all the US, so that we can expand throughout the world. So our mission right now is to save the world together and save each other. But we have to do this by setting up all of the leadership. Our goal is by doing it and having you guys set up, having everything go so we can explode. We will be able to explode local businesses so that we can revitalize and secure our local economies. We know we can do this together. It's economics 101. Supply and demand, we have the people buying at the local, we can do this. And we can revitalize it, every business that is a part of us. We also can build strong community connections. We're so isolated now. We need to connect. AI, all the things, COVID. We need to be people that trust each other, work together. We don't have to have all these riots. We can love and work together. We can support each other. We're going to have a powerful barter system that comes into place, secure our financial freedom, that we can shop, work, trade together. We'll also have access to local supplies. So everything we need is within reach. And most importantly, we will be able to look out for each other. We'll stay prepared, we'll stay united, and we'll be ready for whatever comes ahead as a people. All it takes is good people coming together to build a future. And if that's what you're looking for, that is what's here. With all of this, building the economy, barter system, all of these things are choices. As a business, you can choose to select things you want to be involved in, how much you're involved, how little you involved, which leadership roles, lots of leadership roles. Everything's a choice. So you get to choose, but there's so many choices, so much opportunity, so many ways to grow and expand. It's going to be amazing. Okay, we are finishing up all of the leadership this month in the US. So that's why it has to happen now. By next year, from the leadership we established, we will have 1,600 communities in the US alone. Our membership growth will be done through marketing, advertising, everything will be expanding. But right now, we're hand selecting. We're not robots or anything else. We're hand selecting our leadership, including you, because that is our foundation. We have to have the great people that start this, and then we will expand it throughout the world. If you have people, if you know businesses that need support, that want to be the one that everybody floods to, that wants to be secure against technology, floods, crises, politics, all the different things going on in the world, refer them. Right now, before August 15th, we can do this together. We can build each other together, and we can make a difference together. We're only selecting one business from every field because we know we can flood them. We know we keep that one in business, and you have been that one to we've selected. So super excited. Now, if you're like, well, maybe I'll wait or whatever, that's totally fine. But just so you know, these leadership roles will not always be available. We will have over 1,000 members in each local community, okay? And hundreds of businesses, one of each type, hundreds of different local businesses, including brick and mortar, including online businesses, direct sell, all of the stuff. We're going to have one of everything there. There are only 25 roles or less to lead in each community. So not a lot of thousands versus 25. So you are a select group of people. And if you want to be that person, it's going to happen quick. And those slots will be gone. And that's it. And those leaders are the only ones who share in the profits. All the money, everything funnels to the people who are leading, running, and organizing our communities. So if you want any of this opportunity, again, small window, but great opportunity this month. This is our organizational structure. I'll revisit this at the end so you can stop and look at it. But just so you realize how well organized we are. Every organization, every country has their own president. We have executive officers. Each one of the departments have executive officers who oversee local departments. We have mentors, lead mentors, community managers who set up the local community, along with directors who run every department, and 3 different leaders who can set up and run these departments. I'm going to go more into detail of this, but it's a very nicely organized people that they report to, people that check on them. Everything's super organized, and we have everything together to make sure these communities run efficiently and effectively. Now, I know a lot of you are worried about the numbers, and I actually am a numbers person. I love numbers. These are just sample numbers. These are not guaranteed because every community is a little bit different. Some people are serving for free, some people are paying members. There's a lot of variables, but we just wanted to give you a basic sample. When we start a community, usually our base starts at around 100 members. So once your community is getting started, this is kind of what you can look at. All of our money goes to a point system, which are converted to shares, which you can be vested in. I think we've talked about that before. So depending on the role that you pick as it's getting started, you will be able to have a point value which converts to income every single month on the program. So depending where that is, again, these numbers are not guaranteed. This is just a sample so you can kind of see what this looks like, an average. So depending on the role that you have, depends on the points. Now, each point, all of these points determine the amount of time you're spending in the community. These people are spending about 1 to 2 hours a month in the community. These people are spending 2 to 3 hours in the community every month. These people are spending more like 5 hours. These people are spending more like 10 hours. But all of these jobs are part-time jobs. Nothing is full-time here, unless you check multiple roles. You can have the opportunity of coming on board and saying, I want this community and I'm willing to serve here. And I'm willing to buy a membership in my next because I get one free. And I can buy a membership in another. Number one, it doubles my exclusivity. I have access to 2 communities and I have double income to be able to teach, to be able to do more and get my voice out there more. So there are additional opportunities to be able to do that. But in general, there will be one event development educator director. There'll be one of the community managers, one of those things. So once that role is taken in that community, it will be gone. And these will be monthly payouts. Now, this is based on 100, and that's just where we start. Within 3 months, usually about 90 days after getting started, up to 3 to 6 months after, a community fully develops to be about 1,000. Now, this is where it gets exciting because once your community is fully developed, this is the income you're making. So imagine you're spending a couple of hours a month. That's really good wages to be able to do that. Even if it's just a couple of hours a month, that's still not bad wages to do some of these roles. But especially as that community develops, grows, and expands, again, these are samples, but just to give you an idea of projections of where you're at depending on the roles that you're doing. Again, if you want to make more money, you can do multiple roles or have more opportunities. But these are great incomes, great opportunities to get your message out there a couple hours a week, and you can get paid for what you do. So let's talk about timing, because most people are like, how much time is this going to take? What does it look like? So our calendar year is 40 weeks a year, even though there's 52. We take off every week for major holidays, other events, things that are going on. There are 10 cycles in every community. So we do a 4-week cycle of things we do. 40 weeks a year, a 4-week cycle. The first week of that cycle is always the connections meeting, where everybody gets to connect, come together. That's a 60-minute meeting. And there's prep time that you have to do to prepare for that meeting. So that's like an hour and a half that you're committing to if you're part of the connections department a month. Then there's the development, educator, and impact. They meet the other 3 weeks. Everybody can meet together during connections. The other 3 weeks of that 4-week cycle, development, educator, and impact. They meet 3 times. Their meetings are 30 minutes at a time, and they have a 15-minute prep right before. So 45 minutes, 3 times in that cycle. Okay, so basically 30 times a year, about half the time. Events, those people who are over events for the community, we only do events, live events 4 times a year. Okay, and those are 1 to 2 hours of live events that we're doing. Those also have prep for those events, and they're 30-minute meetings twice a month. So an hour a month, and then 4 times a year, you'll do an event. So that's kind of the idea of the time commitment. You can see not a lot of time in prep or doing those things, not high end, but you're able to do that. Now, as far as our community setup and the higher numbers of income goes to our super mentor, lead mentor, and community managers. Those are the people who run and organize the entire community. Our super mentors is overseeing, they're the regional manager, whatever, that's overseeing a large community. They can actually do upwards of 1 million people that they oversee in an area. So they are running, organizing, and getting the reports, making sure it's sent in, making sure these communities are run the way they're supposed to. Our lead mentors are basically, they're great leaders who assist in the mentors. There's up to 4 of those lead mentors in each community. They're ensuring everything is set up and running smooth. The super mentors, lead mentors, super mentors are going to spend up to about 5 to 10 hours a week. Lead mentors are about the same, a little bit less, maybe 5 to 8 hours a week. But those are the people doing those things, helping each other make it happen. And then the community manager works at the local community. They handle the day-to-day operations, making sure the directors' departments are going well. They play a key role in the organization. Again, probably about 5 hours a week. All of these are like 5 to 10 hours a week roles that are doing it. But that's why you're getting thousands of dollars every month coming back to you from these communities. And the great thing about mentors, lead mentors, and community managers can easily run, once they set up one, can run about 10 in that amount of time. So 10 communities, but you can see how that can double 10,000 a month easily. Lead mentors can do the same thing, and their income is higher. Super mentors can do 20 to 40, depending, almost like a full-time job, and making dang good money doing it. So these are opportunities. Like I said, we're going to have 1,600 of these communities. So you can start low, you can work up. These are opportunities that exist in the organization. Now, our connections meetings, like I said, are the 60-minute meetings, 10 times a year. You'll have a half an hour prep time. There are 4 roles that happen in each community. The director is responsible for running that department on the local level. They manage the team roles, make sure everybody's doing their job, make sure they're aligned and organized. The presentation leader is the person who oversees the structure of the meeting. They introduce everybody, welcome everybody, and we have 3 or 4 different presenters from the community that come and share information to get enlightened. We have breakout rooms where the community gets to discuss. Maybe there's a local fire. We want the fire department coming in and talking to us. We also have a new chiropractor in town, tell us about his health. We get all those people come, listen, and hear what's going on. We also have an exclusive leader that's in charge of the exclusive list, and we highlight all of our businesses, what's going on, their specials, promotions, so we can start shopping with them. And we have a marketing leader in this community that hands out the newsletter every month that tells everything that's happening in that cycle, what's going on, highlights people, lets people know. So we have basically a newsletter that goes out once a month, and that's this department. So if any of those things sound like, oh, I love putting together newsletters. They're really simple. We give you a template, all that. That might be the job for you. If you're like, I want to present in front of people, that might be a job for you. Now, maybe none of those things work and you're thinking, I want to do a different department. Well, let's talk about the educator department. The educator department is, again, 30-minute meetings, 30 times a year, those 3 of those cycles. You meet 15 minutes before. The director, again, oversees this department, makes sure everybody's there, makes sure everybody's in place, fills in if one of the leaders isn't able to be there. We have 3 different meetings. Each one of these leaders run one of these meetings. So the relationships leader is built on powerful connections. We're all about building relationships, and we talk about that. We show examples of that. We have people bear testimonies about that. We talk about how to grow relationships and grow community members in this organization. So if you are a person all focused on building relationships, loving on people, doing it, you want to be a relationships leader, and that's what that meeting's about. We have our business leader. These are, how do we build businesses? What businesses are we missing? What exclusivity do we need? What's going on? And we connect with local businesses, entrepreneurs that come and present to us. We learn from them. We grow from them. All of our meetings, nobody preaches or talks to us. Everybody gets 5 to 10 minutes, and then we have open discussions. We all have a voice. We talk about things. We work. We become communities that work together. Nobody does 30-minute where we just sit. We can watch YouTubes. if we want to do that. But we all learn together, share together, and grow. They're awesome. You'll be blown away. Then we have our shares leader, all the opportunities that we have to grow and be able to get shares, to do numbers, ways to grow financially in this, how to help other businesses, what we can do to try to really boost the economy is all talked about in this meeting. So again, 10 times a year, shares leader goes, business leader 10 times, relationships 10 times. So that's kind of how those work. They do get cross-trained from each other. They can help each other run breakout rooms. They do those things. If any of those things, maybe you're a financial planner and you're like, I know numbers, let's talk about shares. I want to talk about that meeting. That might be a really good spot for you. So you can think about those things that really might drive you according to your strengths. We also have our impact meetings. This is really based for our community members to be able to come and grow and get and be impactful in their community. A director, like every one of these departments has a director who oversees everybody, fills in as needed, and makes sure the community and the department's running right. Then we have 3 meetings. Each one of these people are over one of these meetings. There's a personal development leader. Now, this person is awesome because we're all about how do we can make an impact in our personal lives? How can we grow? How can our character grow? We get different people, resources, community members, businesses that are really good that can teach us maybe about financial growth, spiritual growth, emotional growth, how we can personally develop through education, and they come and teach and we learn together and we're set away with an activity on how we could do that and how we can become better. Awesome, so much fun. And if that's something you like to do, that'd probably be a good place for you. Preparedness leader. Now, this is my new favorite meeting that we have with all of the crises that are going on in this world. I'm sure affect a lot of our hearts in the tragedy that we see going on. It's so hard to sometimes watch. None of us, if we're a community, we need to be prepared. We have an online platform where you can earn badges. You can earn your preparedness badge so that as a community, you know how to interlink with us. We can check on you if there was a flood that happened and said, are you okay? How can we come help? Are you out of water? What are we doing? As a community, we make sure we're all prepared. We're not alone. We work together to help each other. And we're able to reach out and connect on our platform. As a preparedness leader, 10 times a year, you can talk about financial preparedness. If we're ready, do we have our 48-hour kits? What would we need to do that? What do we need to do if a flood happened in this area? Are we prepared? We can learn about all the things personally, spiritually prepared, emotionally prepared for a health crisis. All those things that can happen in our lives, we work together. We're a community that comes together, helps each other, and makes it happen. Other huge thing that I love is our global impact leader. This person actually comes in and we talk about how can we make an impact in the world in 30 minutes. And we usually do, somebody comes and shares a great idea and we do a little bit of service. Maybe we all write a note to our neighbor. Maybe we all write a note to the military. Maybe we all come together and do reviews for a bunch of businesses. By coming together and doing a little bit of service globally, we can impact the world. We can change the world. And so that is people who love to do things, love to serve, and want to make a big impact. You want to do that. Now, in saying this, you're like, well, maybe I'm a hairstylist. And I'm not sure if any of this, well, every time you come, you get to share who you are, what you do. You become the known leader of this, and then you can talk about these fun things. You can do something different than you normally do. So you don't have to have, per se, I don't have service experience, but my heart's there. Great, become a global impact leader because that might be something that interests you and you might want to do that. And then they're going to hear who you are, what you do every time you introduce yourself. So they're going to get to know you in your community. You're going to get that marketing. People are going to see you, know you, and see you as that person. And then you can change roles. You can switch roles. If you try that for a while and you don't like it, things open up. Other things changes. So if you start somewhere, you can always end up somewhere else. But you need to find probably a place to start. Next is basically our business department development. Well, anybody can come. It's really focused for our businesses. Again, director to make sure everybody's in place. We also have a networking leader. Now, our networking is not like traditional networking. All of these meetings I've talked about, all of them are online. So you don't have to come and attend. Everything's online. 30 minutes makes it super simple. But our networking leader, we all come introduce ourselves. But what's different is that as a community, we start liking, following, sharing each other's information throughout the community to truly make a difference in that business instead of just introducing. We're going to start connecting and doing more. Our workshop, they come and give a golden nugget. We'll highlight a business. They come share. We have an open discussion. But in addition, we do reviews for each other. We'll grow and expand and do a bunch of stuff to really, so if you come there, there's 30 people there, all of a sudden you got boosted up on Google in that one meeting. So you're really making an impact on what you're doing. Then we have our podcast that happens on the third cycle. So again, these are 3 30-minute meetings. On that third cycle of podcast, if you want to be a podcast leader, you're going to interview other business owners. You're going to talk about things that's going. And this podcast is broadcast every week in our communities. So every week we get to hear what's going on with our businesses, with our people. This podcast goes out every single week in our community. At this meeting, we record 5 of them so that we'll have enough to broadcast every month, every week throughout the year. So pretty exciting, huh? Next, we will talk about events. These are the people. So this is 4 times a year, and twice during that cycle, you'll do prep to get ready of that. Again, director, making sure everybody's in place. We have logistics that does behind the scenes, the promotions to promote the event, and the activity where we all do a fun activity while we're there. All of our activities, one thing about it, are made to happen very small scale in our local communities. For example, our fall festival, we use the parking lot of one of the businesses that we're a part of. We do a May Day of Service where we find a place that we can serve and help. So we're not renting large events or things like that. We're using the supplies and the businesses, visiting businesses, doing networking events there, doing things like that, but having a place where we can come live in person, share. But all of the detail, every single one of these things has its own logo, has its own training, and has its own process. So as you're going through all of these things, think to yourself, okay, well, it only takes that. How do I get prepared? Well, that's why we're asking you guys to sign up now, because when you sign up now, you're going to have all next month of August to review your training material, get set up, find things that you're going to do, and be able to do what you want to do in the program. We have trainers, we have leaders. You'll never be doing more than what we ask you to do at that time. That's why we spread it out. So if you normally are only going to do an hour or 2 a week, your trainings will prepare you for that. You'll know what to do. You'll be able to watch people and be able to do it successfully. So we're so excited to be able to show you the organization and everything. You just get to choose the path that you would like to have. Now, another opportunity that's going to exist for you guys is to be a part of the executive team. If you decide that you want to be a part of the executive team, all of the departments that we talked about has an executive opportunity. Now, a lot of those positions are taken. Some are not. There's always ability to grow as people move and grow and things like that. The executive team member provide not only high-level leadership, but they also receive compensation from every single one of the communities that they oversee. So your pay kind of goes up a little bit being on the executive level. You get to interact with multiple communities, being that person who comes and visits, teaches, and educates according to the department. You will visit a different community each month. So depending if you're over 10 communities, you might one every month you're going to go visit. You're going to help provide the standard, provide mentorship, and ensure consistency among what they're doing. So hopefully now that I've explained this chart makes a lot more sense. So these executive leaders are here that oversee, check in. These are all the directors here. Here's all the different roles that we actually went through that you have the choice from choosing from, and that's going to be up to you. But right now, this is the time to make a difference. If you choose to lead, you get to do it for free up until August 15th. Other than that, it's going to cost you. You'll get a discount to your membership instead of getting it for free. So this is a huge time to choose this. If you choose to be a member for at least $49.95, you can serve in more than one area, and you will get paid those numbers we talked about. If you were not a member of the program, you do not get paid for your service. You get to serve for free and you get a free membership, which is awesome. But if you want those numbers, then you will need to pay so you can be able to do that. You don't have to serve in more than one location, but you do have to be a member because all of our members get paid because our profits go to each other. You will also earn $1,000 in Barter Bucks, coming to you in October when the program is all done and set up, you'll also be able to lock in the rates that you have. So if you lock in the rate that a normal membership would be $199 a month, you're locking in at $49.95. That will be that forever and all eternity. So it really gives you a huge discount. You'll also have have the ability of having exclusivity in more than one community, even if you don't want to lead. And this is probably the biggest thing. You're going to be 100% vested. To review what vesting is, it's basically a retirement program for you. If you serve for 5 years in our organization, that income, if it's thousands, if it's hundreds, whatever you're earning, and you've done that and you're a member in the program, you will get that check every single month for the rest of your life. So that is a great opportunity, and it will go away on August 15th. It will be dropping down each month until we get to our normal vesting, which is 25%. So right now, if you join and if you want to become a member, and if you're willing to pay the $49.95 now before the 15th, again, you will have all this time. You're going to meet with the person, secure your leadership role, nobody's going to pay until August. But just know that this opportunity won't last, and you'll be able to, our goal is that within that first month, you get paid back your membership from the role you do, and then the money can just grow, and then it's vested and it's a retirement. So look at the numbers, redo some of those things, look and see if this is what you want, because it is truly a once in a life opportunity to build and grow the communities in the world around us. So thank you so much for being the people who will lead the world to a better place together as people for people.